Hello everybody, this is Mike here at Raft Rim Training Stables. As you can all see, we're finally back home. We've been on the road the last couple of months trail riding. Seems like all spring actually. Our year started off in Louisiana at Rustic Sky Horse Camp down there. We love that place. We've been to Oklahoma. We really like riding in the Ouachita Mountains over there. It's beautiful. We've been to Timber Ridge at Tennessee, which was a beautiful ride. We stayed there a week. We went straight from there to Shawnee, the Little Lush campground. We rode the Secret Canyon and the Wishing Well and a lot of places there, and we really liked that campground as well. Last week we spent at North Fork River Ranch for the 4th of July blowout they had. It was the last big deal they had before they closed that down. We wound up staying for a week because we were working out details on our Missouri Foxtrotter National Trail rides up there with Richard Jones. We met with him 2 times. We will have our ride for the World Show and Celebration at North Fork River Ranch. To get your reservations, you can contact me or you contact Joy. The office is closed, there's nobody there. But we've gotten with Richard, we're going to handle all this. And we kept talking to him about this, and it's even gotten better than we thought. We're actually going to be able to have our spring show ride there next year and our World Show and Celebration ride. So we don't have to worry about moving those rides for the shows. And we're very happy with that. They're going to go ahead and maintain the trails. They're going to maintain the campgrounds. So everything's going to go just like it has been, and we're going to be able to use it. It's just not going to be open to the public for just if you decide you want to go for the weekend, you can go up there and stay. That's not what they're doing. They're just going to have this for organized rides. So, man, it is dusty and it is hot here. Another thing we've been doing is I've done a bit video, as y'all know. And we've been on a lot of trail rides, and we've had a lot of people wanted to come and talk to us about this. One lady in particular come up and had a snaffle bit in her hand and asked me if I would help her with it after a while on her horse. So we did. What I'm going to try to tell y'all, if you're riding with a shank bit, a leverage type bit, you cannot just take that bit off and put on a snaffle bit and go ride your horse, because you're not going to have no control. You've got to do some preparation before you do that. And so we done that. We didn't work with the horse long, about 10, 15, 20 minutes at the tops. The horse was very, very stiff. It was very stiff in the neck. You know how I always go on about flexing your horses, getting their heads to come all the way around. This mare was not interested in giving up nothing. So we worked with her, got it done, got her bridle rigged up. Joy got on the mare and rode her first and went to pulling her head around and getting some control over her, letting the mare figure out what was going on. Then the lady got on her. And she had never rode like that, so it was kind of a mess there for a little bit. And I go back over and sit down, and all of a sudden I see that woman coming up the road. Let me tell you something, that mare was sure enough foxtrotting, which the lady had never gotten her to trot before. And she was sure enough foxtrotting. I mean, that front end was coming out of her, and she looked great going up through there. And the reason the mare had never foxtrotted is she was too busy pushing on that bit and being stiff. Stiff. I can't say that word enough. Stiffness is the problem that 90% of the people are having with their horses. Those horses are pushing on them. They're pushing on their hands, they're pushing on their legs, they're pushing on something. Once we got that mare softened up, she was able to move freely and more relaxed. Now, does every horse get a result that quick? No. This mare did, but we told the lady to go home and do some things. She has done those very things. We saw her in Tennessee. She absolutely loves that horse now. And she's tickled death. She said this mare has never rode better since we've changed all this. And she's done her part. She's went home and worked the mare. So that's just what I'm trying to tell you is you got to do the groundwork, you got to do the softening stuff on the ground before you get on their back with a snaffle glue. Everything comes in stages. Everything that you do on your horses, or I tell you to do, has a reason. There's a reason for it down the road. And that's what I really want you all to understand. Whenever I talk about stiffness, and I'll tell you right now, I've got 3 young horses in the barn right now that's never been rode. And I'm getting those horses started. One of them in particular is the stiffest filly I have ever seen in my life. She was so stiff when you try to move her, her head comes straight up and she just wouldn't hardly move. Just stiff, locked up. And I've worked with her 3 or 4 days, and now she's starting to move freely. She's finally starting to come around. But man, I just never saw one like that before. I've started a lot of colts, but this was the stiffest mare I'd ever seen. We're getting her going. These are things I'm talking about. I've had a lot of people ask me about doing clinics. We're working on a deal right now, and if everything goes right, and I believe it will, this fall we will be hosting a clinic. It'll be a 2-3 day deal. It will be at a place where you can come in, plug your trailer in, you can stay the night. It's going to be a 2-3 day clinic. And I believe we could help a lot of people with their horses. So stay tuned, because we're going to be announcing that coming up too. Since we've been home, we've been working on some horses that we got for sale. One of them in particular is a buckskin mare that we took to Tennessee and Shawnee. She was on the road for 2 weeks and never made a bobble. We put her on Facebook. A lot of people have commented on that has rode with that mare, and they've never seen that mare do nothing wrong. She is a great little trail horse. She's about 15-1, and of course she's drop dead gorgeous. She's a buttermilk buckskin. So we have that one ready to go. We also have a little Palomino, about 14 hand tall gelding. He has had a career in showing, and I've had him for a few months here. We've been working on him, and we took him to the Leatherwoods down the Buffalo River. We carried him to North Fork and rode him. He is a really nice, smooth horse. Not spooky, not silly. He'll just sit there and go about how fast you want to go. Doesn't matter if you're in the front, back, whatever. So we've got that horse coming up, and we're fixing to start pushing these horses, you know, on our Facebook page. And that way you can see them, and if anybody's interested in them, feel free to get a hold of us. Just a lot of things been going on. We're very thankful to be back home now, and we're just going to work now for the next 6-7 weeks before it's time for the World Show and Celebration Ride at North Fork. That's August 31st through September 3rd, I do believe, Joy. And immediately after that, we will go to the World Show at Ava. So we're going to be on the road a little bit. We're trying to cut down some of these places that we're going. We've traveled so much. We've got work here that we got to do. So anyway, our confidence course that we put out has been doing great. A lot of people have taken advantage of that, and they're tickled with how it worked out. What I'm telling you about the confidence course, it is the very basics in groundwork. I talked to a woman in North Carolina yesterday, and she asked me about it, and I told her, and she said, you have got to do the groundwork. And she's an accomplished rider. She knows all this stuff. But she's like me. She couldn't understand why people wasn't interested in doing the groundwork so they have a really good ride. And that is exactly what we're doing here. We're going to be coming out with a level 2 on that. We haven't shot none of that yet, but I'm getting all that in order, and we're getting ready to do that. So just stay tuned. We have a lot of interesting things coming on, and I want to thank you all for following our page. Joy and I are very thankful for that and humbled by that. This year has just been a whirlwind year for us, and we just couldn't be happier, and we love y'all. Stay watching. You're going to see a lot more stuff coming out from us, and we hope to see you on the trail, and good luck to you.